Howdy and welcome to my new series for War of Rights, a guide on how to play the different battlefield maps that are currently in War of Rights technical alpha version. Before we get into the guide, this is a disclaimer. Everything in this video besides the units are suggestions. This is what I believe to be the best way to play the map for either attacker or defender. You're welcome to disagree with me and are welcome to put your own suggestions down in the comments. For a percentage chance of spawning a rifle, I took each unit and spawned 5 times each and wrote down the number of times they spawn with a certain rifle. Now that we covered that, let's get into the guide. This video is examining the Bloody Lane map. This map is based off of the second area of engagement at the Battle of Antietam, where the Confederates defended a lane that was sunken due to constant use by the surrounding farmers. It was an ideal position for Confederates to fortify themselves for the upcoming assaults that would be made by the Federals. It took the Federals 3 massive assaults to break the Confederates at the Bloody Lane after they were able to flank and shoot down the line. Before we get into tactics, let's look at the units. For the Union attackers, they'll be able to pick between the 8th Ohio and the 69th New York. The 8th Ohio has an 80% chance of spawning with a M1861 Springfield rifle and a 20% chance of spawning a M1842 Springfield rifle. This rifle also includes buck and ball, an ammunition type that is useful against clustered groups of enemies. The 69th New York has a near 100% chance of spawning with a M1842 Springfield rifle. Use caution when fighting around Confederates and Union soldiers, since the 8th Ohio sometimes spawn with white shirts, which can get confused for Confederate soldiers. For the Confederate defenders, they'll be able to pick between the 6th Alabama and the 12th South Carolina. The 6th Alabama has a 60% chance of spawning a M1855 Springfield rifle and a 40% chance of spawning a M1853 Enfield rifle. The 12th South Carolina has a 60% chance of spawning with a M1861 Springfield rifle and a 40% chance of spawning a M1853 Enfield rifle. Use caution when fighting around Confederate and Union soldiers, since the 12th South Carolina wears a uniform very similar to Union soldiers. Now for attacking tactics and tips. Since the Union is on the attacking side, they must either make the Confederates rout or capture the point. The main strategy for the Union is to first use your higher morale count to your advantage. Hit the Confederates hard and make them bleed morale, but this is also a double-edged sword. You must stay in some sort of formation or you will suffer the most morale penalties when dying out of formation or in skirmishing, so try to stay in formation whenever possible. Second, take control of the woods on your left flank. This area is vital for having a safe passage to the Confederate right flank or center. Third, use the fences as cover. The first fence can be used as a staging point for Union soldiers who want to get dirty in melee or defend the capture point from reinforcing Confederates. Fourth, use the middle hill as either a sharpshooter nest or a screen to flank far right. Fifth, if you'd like to try something dangerous but possibly rewarding, flanking far right can be usable in turning the Confederate left flank, but will be in the line of fire and can result in massive casualties if spotted. 6. Use buck and ball whenever you are close to the enemy players. This ammunition is deadly when close and can destroy lines. Lastly, work as a team. War of Rights is not made for single players. If you like to win, work with your allies. Now for defending tactics and tips. Since the Confederates are on the defending side, they must either make the Federals rout or defend the capture point. The main strategy for Confederates is to first use your superior weapons to whittle down attacking Federals. Second, stay in some sort of formation. Since the Confederates have a lower morale count than the Federals, either dying in formation or skirmishing can help reduce morale penalties. Third, use the fences to maximize your formation and as cover from incoming bullets and Federals. If the first fence is overrun, fall back to the second fence, or also called the corn fence. Use the corn as a form of concealment for troop movements along the front. Fourth, putting skirmishers on the far right to cover the woods and the plowed field will help in easing the pressure on the center or far left. These skirmishers will be able to delay any advances on your right flank and can possibly stop an advance on your right flank if coupled with troops placed on the far right fence, an often neglected position. Some of these skirmishers can advance and use the woods as a place to watch Federal movements without being spotted. In addition, the wood skirmishers can be redeployed along the far right flank to deliver more effective volleys volleys. This is risky, however, and can only be done if a force is spotted early on and time is allowed for the skirmishers to redeploy to the fence. This will be most likely only delay a major advance though. Also, posting a few people on your left flank will help in stopping Rambos or reporting assault's main federal group for both the left and right flank. While not necessary, putting some men on the fence in the cornfield can help retaliate Federals about to break through the line and tie them up long enough for a retaliation force to be properly put together and begin their advance. Fifth, the center will be the main point of contention since the capture point is located there. Having a strong core will help in preventing massive Federal assaults and breaking through to the capture point and splitting your line in two. 6. Don't go into a melee where you're at a disadvantage. Always fight with somebody so you can always prevail against a lone opponent. If the Federals do manage to break through the line, focus troops on quickly repelling them. The longer the flank is controlled by the enemy, the harder it will be to drive them out. Lastly, work as a team. War of Rights is not made for single players. If you like to win, work with your allies. That is it for the Bloody Lane Battle Guide for War of Rights. I will have another one of these guides out in the future. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the battlefield.